Hello and welcome to episode 181 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is productivity hacks.
Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin.
Now, I get a lot of questions from a lot of trainers and fitness coaches around the world asking me, Lynn, every single day, what do I need to do in order to grow my business? How have you been able to grow so quickly? I've been following you for the last year. I've seen you go from a one-man team to now having a 12-man team. How did you do that? What do you do every single day? And so inside of this podcast episode, I want to talk to you about one of the key principles that I live by. And I think a lot of people don't move forward because they don't live by this key principle. And this is a key principle that, you know, if you want to go and adopt and please, like, you find value in and you find logic and you find sense, then please, by all means, adopt the principle. And that principle is two. Number one, try not to take the opinions of other people whose lives you do not want to live. Now, what I mean by that is we're surrounded by people's opinions every single day, not just when they're talking to us or not just when they're proactively giving us their opinion, but I mean, a lot of the times we're influenced by people's opinions on social media. Facebook, for example, if you are scrolling through Facebook, and I've done this a lot in the past, that I scroll through Facebook, I jump on an interesting thread that where someone's bashing another person, and it's quite interesting. You want to see the opinions of all the comments, and you know, you allow yourself to go inside of that environment, and you read it for shits and giggles at the start, but it can be completely damaging, because sometimes what you'll notice is the opinions of most people in there whose lives you do not want to live. And what happens with that is you become slowly influenced. You slowly start to allow those words, those thoughts, those judgments to enter your subconscious mind, and that allows you barriers of resistance. Now, I don't know if you're keeping up with me so far, but what I've found to be the most productive tool is trying to get myself off Facebook. Use Facebook for what it is for me. It is a way to communicate, release content. It is a way for me to use it to manage Facebook ads. It is a way to interact with people inside of my groups. Facebook, I do not want to use it in order to engage and procrastinate. That's probably the worst way. That's a consumer's way. And, you know, for me, it's the biggest shift for me has been using other tools. So, for example, Trello, been using Slack, allowing myself to get off Facebook and use these other mediums to have that one key focus point. And if there's something that I can give you to help you move forward, is that you always need to focus on your end goal, your vision, and not so much allow yourself to drift. Always be aware. And I think if you're really looking to grow, having that one key principle is not to consume but to create, and not to take the opinions of others whose lives you don't want to live. That's a very important principle across the board. Not just when you're talking to people, it's think about when you allow yourself to consume information online or through Facebook or through Instagram or whatever that modality is. I want you to almost be aware of what you're allowing into your mind. And at first, it might be difficult, but you create routines, you create structure to avoid those things, to start focusing, to set yourself up for success. And I know a lot of the times, you know, most of the advice might be incorrect, and you might be wondering, well, Lynn, what about the times when somebody has, you know, correct advice? And I completely agree. There's always going to be that 2-3% of people that have some great advice. And you know, unfortunately, it's one of those things that I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice the 3% in order to avoid the 97% that I know is going to screw me up. And so it's a principle that I live by, and any advice that I want to take, I'll pay for people and mentors and coaches who have been where I want to go, and I get it straight there, because I know that's 110% going to take me on the right path. You know, it's being very aware of where you want to go. So with that being said, I wanted to share that tip with you and almost, you know, give you some insights into what it is that I try to do proactively on a day-to-day basis. Right now, we've just moved into the new office right now, you know, and I'll do another podcast episode on this, on literally being a one-man person to stepping out slowly, delegating to virtual assistants and people overseas, to then building a team around me. And so I definitely It's been an interesting year, and I really want to share with you kind of what it's like and the reasons why I truly believe so many people stay stuck there, and what so many people are afraid to do that I've done then I've realized it. And so I'll share that on the next podcast episode. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this tip of the day, and just make sure that you're getting the right information from the right person whose life you really value, and you're like, oh, well, I want to live their life, But with that being said, like anything else, this is just an opinion. Take it on board if you want it. But with that being said, go and have a fantastic day. Enjoy, and make sure you take massive action.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.